We're going to go over how to export your file from Substance Painter for Unreal or even Unity or uh, Arnold or whatever you're going to be utilizing this model for. Really quickly, I'm going to show you kind of what we did here. We have kind of the blend shape. You can see the rusting and the edging done on the blade or the metal part of the screwdriver, a little bit of the texture of the handle. Again, I didn't do much on the handle. You can see I did a couple of grunge layers on here, but hopefully you guys spent a lot more time on your own object. This was just to show you how to spray it on and then add decals and different types of level details onto your object. Some of you have done a fabulous job so far, but now it's time to get this out. And so you can see we have two shaders or two different materials on one object. So what we're going to do is export this out, and it's going to kick out a whole bunch of different file formats for us. So before we do that, we're going to go to export mesh, and it's going to go, basically we've been working really hard to get those into quads. Now it's going to triangulate everything so it's a little bit smoother for our model. All right, so we're going to export. We're going to tell it where to go. Make a new folder called A underscore screwdriver. Just so it's at the top of here, so when we go look at other things. Sorry, I've been taking a screwdriver part. Let's try that. All right, so we're going to go ahead and save that. So you can see it saves it into a OBJ. There's also FBX, Kaleidophile, PLY, and also GLTF. And so if you're working with Mozilla hubs, this format is actually becoming very popular. It's a different type of way of saving as an object. So we're just going to go ahead and save as an OBJ because we're going to go into Unreal with this. All right, so I'm just calling it screwdriver, hit save. All right, so that's easy peasy. It's basically we didn't do anything to the mesh. It's the same mesh that we've had before, other than that it is triangulated now. So it has a little bit more splits. It'll probably smooth it out, look a little bit better once you get into Unreal, Unity, or Maya with Arnold, or Mental Ray, or any other render engine. All right, so now we're going to export the texture. This gets a little bit more complicated. Not really, but just need to follow through. So the settings are here. This is totally different from the output templates. So this is just kind of telling you what is in a template. And then your settings, you gotta make sure that you're selecting your template. I've made this mistake many times. All right, so over here on the left, you can see all these different templates, what we can export out. So here's Arnold, what we were talking about before. We have V-Ray, which is a really great render engine if you're in Maya. I think it's better than Arnold. V-Ray has been around a long time. I know it quite well, but Arnold's just as strong. Let's see what other. So there's Render Man. This is Disney's render engine. We used to carry that. That's a really nice one. It's free also, I think, for students. And we also have Unity. Now I have some tutorials show how to get into Unity. It's a lot easier than Unreal. But what we want to do is Unreal Pact 4. I'm going to select it. There's also SSS. This is more skin shaders. But we're going to just do Unreal Pact. All right. So this would have your texture. This includes alpha if you have alpha. This is opacity, your roughness, your different texture maps, and then also probably your emissive if you're doing emissive, and this is your normal map. So it packs in all those 5 or 6 different texture maps we have into basically 4. So it makes it a lot easier. Now if you're not doing emissive, it's just going to be 3. All right, so we're just going to go ahead and make sure you use Unreal Engine Pact. Again, if you're going to do SS material, it's a little bit different, but I think the Pact is fine. All right, so we're going to go back to settings, and I'm sure you're fast forward all of that, but anyways, it's good to go see what kind of outputs there are. So we're going to go output template, and we're going to go unpacked 4. Make sure that's selected, and we got PNG, 8-bit, I think that's fine. And this is where we were talking about at the very end. You can always change this out. So you can do 2K, 4K. Probably for a screwdriver, 2K is fine. If you're doing a very large object, I know there's like a phaser and stuff like that, you could do 4K. So I'm just going to hit 4K just for fun. Padding, I'm just going to keep that default. I'm not sure what that does. Dilation, infinite. Just leave it at that. And all right, so just make sure you have your output template. All right, by selecting here, it doesn't mean anything. It's just showing you what it is. But up here, this is literally how it's going to go. All right, so we're going to hit export. All right. It just did it. I have no idea where it went, so we're going to have to go back and tell it where to go. So it actually went to documents. So we do not want it to go there. So let's rinse and repeat that. Screwdriver part, and I'm going to call this textures, just so it packs it into one folder. All right, we're going to go hit open, and we're going to rinse and repeat that again. All right, let's see if we can pull up a folder, show what these look like really quickly. So quite a mess here. All right, and we're going to go to desktop, see my to-do list. All right, screwdriver part, textures. And you can see it's basically 3 and 3. We don't have a missive, that would have been 4 and 4. And so if I click on my normal, shouldn't be too much going on. This is basically part of the roughness. Here's a normal, absolutely nothing because we didn't do any roughness or anything bulging out. Here's my metallic. So these look kind of crazy. The only things we'll probably recognize are our diffuse maps. All right, let's go up to the very top. And this is our RGB, or diffuse map. All right, so this is our shiny metal. All right, that is it. What I will do for next class on Wednesday is show you how to bring this into UnReal. There's a student that is doing glass. I want to show you how to do an alpha also, how you make transparencies in UnReal. Hopefully by Wednesday we are all done. Let's start handing this off to me. We'll start putting this all into UnReal. So there'll be some students tasked with helping out with the rest of the ship, texturing it. All right, good luck.